We go green in Diriyah. Very quick lights out, and it's a good start from Van Dorn, but Sims comes over.
The wait is over. ABB Formula E has touched down in Diriyah, Saudi Arabia for the first of 14 epic races which will span the globe in an electrifying new season.
24 of the world's most talented drivers will take to the streets, representing 12 teams and more manufacturers than any other racing series.
For the first time in single-seater motorsport, the German giants of Porsche, Audi, BMW and Mercedes-Benz will go head-to-head.
12 dynamic cities across the planet will host races this season, where 24 drivers will go toe-to-toe in all-electric vehicles that can hit 100 kilometers per hour in 2.8 seconds and go on to reach speeds of 280 on city streets.
The races are known as E-Prix and last 45 minutes plus one final lap.
Energy management is all important, racing as hard and fast as you can without letting your battery drop to zero. Attack mode mixes things up by giving drivers a 15% power boost in return for going off the racing line. It's risk versus reward and adds a huge amount of strategy to an already difficult race.
We're about to hit the streets of Diriyah, so strap in people, it's gonna be one hell of a ride. In this episode, we're focusing on the reigning champ, Jean-Eric Vergne, as he takes over the show on the eve of the first race of the new season.
We'll look closer at what could be the most competitive lineup of drivers that motorsport has ever seen.
JEV gives us a guided tour of the Diriyah street circuit.
And of course, we'll be checking out all the action from the first race of the season. But before we even headed for Saudi Arabia, we went to meet our guest host for this show, two-time Formula E champion Jean-Eric Vergne, as he unveiled the new DS Techeetah Formula E car at a DS event in Paris.
Hi guys, what's up? So we're here in Paris during the DS week, and I thought we used the opportunity to also make the presentation of our team DS Techeetah. We are 1 week away from the first race, so I invite you to check it out.
The DS event was the first time the public laid eyes on this season's DS Techeetah car, plus a chance to meet their driver lineup. JEV has a familiar face as his new teammate for the season ahead. Having left BMW behind to join the reigning champions, Antonio Felix da Costa and Jean-Eric Vergne now form arguably the strongest driver pairing on the grid. We caught up with the guys during Antonio's first day on the job during a private testing session in Calafat, Spain, and got to see the stunning car in action.
First day at the job for me. Weird for me to see myself in black and gold, but I feel good. I think I look good. Yeah, joining a new team is always hard, you know, especially when you're with someone for so long before. It's important to combine ambition and hard work with being relaxed and cool about things to find success, and I think these guys have just found the perfect compromise. This change came into the equation a couple of races to the end of season 5, and it's funny that the guy who started all of this was JEV.
I went to talk to Antonio to ask what would he say, if a drive at Techeetah would be offered to him, and then I let the team, talk with him.
JEV is a special guy. Having someone alongside like him, as fast as him, for me is great because it's going to push me so hard, and hopefully I can do the same for him. It's not going to be easy, especially when you're a winning team. You set a big bullseye mark on your back, so every other team now wants to beat us. We are the team to beat. Our mentality is to win. I will be doing everything I can to try and win it on the first year. I do believe I have the tools to win this championship now, so hopefully that will be the case.
As a driver, you always want to beat your teammate, and with Antonio that's going to be hard because he's extremely quick. But you know, I like him a lot. We know each other for a very long time. I know working together will not be a problem, and we're going to have some good time together. Yeah, I've been working very hard this summer to try and improve myself. Been pushing the team also really hard to try and have a better car. So I hope to have even better success for season 6.
So you've seen the car, looks pretty cool, but now we're done in Paris, let's go to Saudi.
Ready to check, Mitch?
Yeah, loud and clear, mate.
Final lap. Let's go for it.
The Grassy wins!
On today's podcast, we'll be discussing top motorsport prospects next to Free.
Ready to order, sir?
I'll take the whammy.
The grid is set. We are about to go racing.
Time's up. Catch me if you can.
Last season, Jean-Eric Vergne became the first driver to win 2 Formula E titles.
We've done it again, boys. Double champion, cannot believe it.
But he's about to face the most competitive lineup in motorsport. His former teammate Andre Lauderer switched to Tag Heuer Porsche, but the gloves are off as the German team have only one goal in mind: to dethrone the king.
My motivation is sky high, and I'm very hungry for the Formula E title.
Also with their sights on Vergne, Mercedes-Benz EQ enter the fray with former Formula One driver Stoffel van Dorn alongside lightning-fast rookie Nick de Vries. Taking the vacant seat at DS Techeetah is Antonio Felix da Costa. Cool, ruthless, and now in perhaps the strongest car in the field, the Portuguese driver will be a favorite from the off. Then there's Sebastian Buemi. The 2016 champion has the most wins in Formula E history, but can last season's runner-up regain his edge?
I don't mind, I don't care what we've done in the past. We want to fight for the championship. The will to win is always there.
Mitch Evans claimed Panasonic Jaguar's first Formula E victory last season and looks ready to go further. However, a raft of talent stands in his way. Pascal Wehrlein, the youngest ever DTM champion, could be the future of the flamboyant Mahindra team.
Pascal, you're a star, man. Wonderful job.
Audi's Lucas de Grassi wants his crown back. The 2017 champion is cool, calm, and one of the most complete drivers on the grid.
This championship is going to be the closest championship, I think, in the history of Formula E. You have to keep the commitment, keep the passion, try to win every race. That's how I approach it.
Max Günther proved his worth with Dragon last season and is ready after his switch to BMW I Andretti.
And will it finally be time for Vision Virgin Sam Bird to clinch the title?
I haven't won a title yet, so the ambition gets more and more each year. I'm aiming to put that right and be a title contender from the offset.
But they all need to beat this man, Jean-Eric Vergne, the first back-to-back Formula E champion. The man with the target on his back once more.
This racing, fighting in the championship, is something that really keeps me alive. I'm always going to fight everything I have to win.
What an incredible lineup for an incredible championship. As Formula E races on city streets, there's not much chance for drivers to learn the track. Simulators will only tell you so much, so there's nothing like getting out there on foot to take a closer look, especially for rookie Nick de Vries.
So we just completed our first track walk. Looks very dusty and sandy, a lot more narrow than in the simulator. Although it looks very exciting and challenging too. Tomorrow it all kicks off.
Let's join JEV for his thoughts on how to race on the treacherous streets around Diriyah.
Hi guys, so we're in Riyadh. We're starting the track wall with my team, and this is turn 1. It's a basic 90 degrees left corner that goes on a very long right where you need to be very close to the wall, and yeah, let's keep going. This one is not very interesting corners compared to what you're gonna see later on.
Heading out to turn 1, the cars weave through turns 2, 3 and 4 before taking a sharp left at turn 5 onto the toughest section of the track. A fast downhill series of corners where precision is vital for a fast lap.
So we just finished a very high-speed section where there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 corners in a row. It's basically left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, and right, and now left, which makes it very difficult to get it right. If you get the first corner wrong, then you show the rest of the corners, and therefore your lap is ruined. So very important to get this right. I remember last year it was probably my favorite track, so it should be the same this year.
Turns 15 to 17 take the cars through a sweeping right-hander and onto the long and fast starting straight.
So we're here in the long straight. What are you doing in the middle of the straight? Come on, man. What's up, bro? Okay. Okay, I do my interview and then we talk. So we're in the longer straight line of the circuit where the start's going to be held. It's a little bit uphill, as you can see. I'm struggling to walk backwards, but yeah, nevertheless, that's where we're going to reach the highest speed with our car.
That straight leads to turns 18 and 19, and the all-important attack mode activation zone.
I think the placement will be that if a car is following you quite close enough, it's going to be able to overtake you. So you're definitely going to see a lot of drivers losing out positions when they go in the attack mode. But then hopefully getting back later in the straight line thanks to the higher power.
Heading away from attack mode, a fast right-hand corner takes the cars onto a short straight before a 90-degree right turn ends a lap of the amazing Diriyah circuit. The 2.49-kilometer 21-turn circuit is a fan and driver favourite and is sure to bring plenty of high-energy action. We're in Diriyah, Saudi Arabia, the first race of the new season, and it's all go as the one-day race format means there's so much to squeeze in, especially for our host, Jean-Eric Vergne.
It's race day here in Riyadh, but it's super busy. I got a lot to do now, so I gotta go and I'll see you later.
The first challenge of the day for JEV and the other drivers is qualifying, which is so important as it decides the starting order of the race, with the drivers who qualify fastest starting at the front and the slowest at the very back. The drivers are separated into 4 groups based on the current standings, with those at the top going first.
As track conditions improve as the session progresses, those setting laps in the later groups have a better chance of setting faster times. This improves the odds of a higher starting position to those at the bottom of the championship.
The driver who tops the group qualifying stage wins 1 bonus championship point, but that's not it. The fastest 6 drivers head into a super pole shootout. One by one, they set another flying lap time, which redetermines the top 6 order, with the fastest overall starting on pole position and securing 3 extra points.
As it's the first round, the qualifying groups were based on last year's championship standings, meaning our host and reigning champion Jean-Eric Vergne started in the super tricky Group 1. A very sandy track meant a slower lap for him, and despite finishing fastest in the first group and setting a solid time, the reigning champion missed out on Super Pole. He would start in 11th place. Envision Virgin Racing driver Sam Bird topped the group qualifying, giving him the first point of the season.
Joining Sam in Super Pole and first to run was Mahindra driver Jerome D'Ambrosio. The Belgian driver's lap was far from perfect, and he finished 6th overall.
Next to run was Alexander Sims. A clinical and calculated performance saw him push his BMW I Andretti car to the absolute limit and secured provisional pole, setting a high bar. Venturi's Edo Mortara was up next, and despite looking strong, he was still half a second off the blistering pace of Alex Sims, leaving him in 4th place on the grid.
The new boys at Mercedes-Benz certainly impressed on their debut, with both drivers making it to the Super Pole shootout. Stoffel Van Dorn took to the track first and looked fast, but unfortunately, it wasn't enough to catch Sims, landing the Belgian driver in provisional second place with 2 drivers yet to run. Stoffel's teammate, the Dutch rookie and current Formula 2 champion Nick de Vries, was flying around the track. But his final sector let him down, and he ended up finishing in 3rd position. Last to run, and the only one who could knock Sims off pole position was fellow Brit Sam Bird.
His group qualifying performance was strong, and he still held the fastest lap of the weekend so far, but his confidence may have got the better of him as he went wide right at the start of his lap, ruining his chances of pole position. Regardless, Sam powered on and managed to fight back to get himself a 5th place start.
This meant Sims secured his place at the front of the grid for BMW. We caught up with him in the pits to see how he felt about getting pole position for the first race of the season.
Whether it's the first race, second race, fourth race, whatever, makes little difference. It's nice to start the season that way, but yeah, last year was so up and down that I'm not taking anything for granted. I mean, it's just a nice start and we'll keep working hard.
From across the world in Japan, Mercedes-Benz EQ test driver Gary Paffett had a message for his teammates.
Hi to my friends and colleagues out at Formula E. So, first race of the season, Stoffel on 2nd on the grid, Nick 3rd. Fantastic first race for Mercedes-Benz EQ Formula E team. Go and get them podiums.
With qualifying over, the hard work was about to begin, as it was finally time to go racing.
Hi guys, so we're on the grid, starting P11, qualifying went pretty well. I did the pole of my group, group 1, but the track was really dusty, so not much more I could have done to start a bit more in the front, but nevertheless I think we got a good car in the race. Very motivated, very happy to be finally back racing, and hopefully we can climb some position, and I'll see you on the other side. Ciao.
Radio check.
Okay, loud and clear.
Sims on pole, Van Dorn alongside him on the front row, and the first race of season 6 of ABB FIA Formula E about to get going. We go green in Diriyah, very quick lights out, and it's a good start from Van Dorn, but Sims comes over, covers the inside line. Nick de Vries is with him, Sam Bird trying to get around the outside of Mortara, not able to do so. Lucas de Grassi getting feisty into that first turn, but everybody is through 18 and 19 safely. But here comes Bird in the other Envision. Mortara covers the inside. He's going for it around the outside. Bird, there's not much grip out there, and Bird finds that out.
Don't get frustrated, just keep him under pressure.
I have no power. I have no power.
And there is Buemi. Looks as though it's technical issues for the Nissan driver. As we look at Jean-Eric Vergne trying to get past Maxi Gunter. Very loose from Jean-Eric Vergne in the black and gold DS Techeetah. This is the fastest lap of the race on the last lap, so he's very much pushing.
So you have the fastest time on track, but a little bit over-consumed to the others 1%.
I have the steering wheel heavy, for some reason.
Now Bird with the extra power up the straight. D'Ambrosio covers the inside. Bird should be able to get around on the outside with the extra power. He thinks about it, but he's a little too far back there. Here's Bird behind Eduardo Mortara. Bird is in attack mode, Mortara is not. The British driver looks to the inside and moves up into 4th position then. Lotterer in 6th, D'Ambrosio, Roland, Schreins and Gunther the top 10 with Jean-Eric Vergne in 11th place.
Something is bent on the steering wheel, I think. It's very heavy. It's becoming worse and worse.
Monitor your pressure, monitor your pressure.
It's not the pressure, it's the steering. It's becoming undrivable. I will crash the car if I continue. I have to stop.
You have to take the decision. I cannot take for you. If you feel it's dangerous,
I cannot. I will crash. I need to stop.
Okay, copy.
Reigning champion Jean-Eric Vergne has come into the pits.
Yeah, the steering rack looks like it's locked up, Jack.
Sadly, our host's race was over after a serious steering failure. Meanwhile, Sam Bird was on the hunt as he chased down rookie Mercedes-Benz driver Nick de Vries.
Here's Bird round the outside of Nick de Vries. So Bird goes through into 3rd position.
Well done, mate. Let's get the next one.
But Bird is kind of in the net lead because the two in front of him have another attack mode to take. And he might be in the actual lead before too long because he's right on the back of Stoffel Van Dorn. He's got 30 seconds left, and is Van Dorn going to use his attack, his fan boost here? Van Dorn covers the inside. Bird gets the inside, though. Van Dorn's laid on the brakes, and he's going up the inside of Sims. They make contact, and Bird is through. No, not quite. But Van Dorn is in the lead now. Sims drops behind him. So now it's Bird in second, Sims in third. Here's Andre Lotterer in the Porsche, who's had a very, very quiet race up until now. There's a move further back from Oliver Rowland. He's up the inside of Nick de Vries now. So de Vries drops down to 6th place. Sims activates his second attack mode and drops behind Andre Lotterer. So he needs to take advantage of that extra power now to try and get past Lotterer. Oh, this is going to end in trouble, isn't it? D'Ambrosio and de Vries both offline. De Vries really dropping back. I wonder if he's got a problem more than just energy management.
I was going to say, it didn't look like he was that bad on energy management. As Robin French sends it down the inside of Nico.
A reminder, Van Dorn still has to use his attack mode. And
Bird's there, though. Attack mode? No attack mode, we abort.
Abort attack mode is the message to Van Dorn.
He's going
for it anyway. Up the inside into the chicane. Bird's into the lead of the race in Diriyah.
Great stuff, mate. Eyes forward, let's go.
Whoa! Thought Lotterer was going for it into the left-hander there.
Same energy than Bird and Van Dorn, same energy.
Same energy as Bird and Van Dorn is the message. Oh, there's Rowland up the inside. Sims tries to close the door. Bit too late. Rowland's in a bit deep, but he gets the job done. Rowland up into 4th. There, through into attack mode goes Stoffel Van Dorn. He doesn't lose out to Rowland, so he's still on for a podium position at the moment.
Oh, safety car.
Oh, safety car deployed.
Unfortunately for Audi Sports' Daniel Abt, he lost control of his car at turn 5, bringing out the safety car as the race headed towards its conclusion.
This is the second last lap of the race.
Up towards the chicane. For what? Oh, lockup from Lotterer. He's going in a bit deep. He'll be on the dirty line. Is that Van Dorn's opportunity to take second place? No. Lotterer gets away with that one, but I think that leaves Bird relatively comfortable out in front. Bold move from Nick de Vries. Bangs up the inside of Alexander Sims into the final corner. And Robin Freins says, thank you very much. I'll have 2 places. Freins now up into 5th position. Van Dorn is right behind Lotterer. Here they come towards the final corner at turn 21. No movement there. So it's Bird through the final corner to win the first race of season 6. Yes, boys! Come on! Lotterer in second. Porsche and Mercedes on the podium in their first race in ABB FIA Formula E.
What a start to the championship. Sam Bird drove superbly from 5th on the grid to take the first win of the season.
Incredibly, the new teams of Porsche and Mercedes-Benz both started off their stories in Formula E with podium finishes, as Andre Lotterer took 2nd place with Stoffel Van Dorn in 3rd.
It wasn't so celebratory in the DS Techeetah garage after a tough first race for our host. We caught up with him at the end of the day to see how he was feeling.
Unfortunately, it was not really the day I wanted. I ended up 11th on the race. I was making some progress until I got hit with a steering wheel problem that later forced me to retire the car because I could not steer anymore and was getting a little bit too dangerous. So, nevertheless, on the bright side, tomorrow I can be in Group 4, where the grip is supposed to be the best. So I'm actually very happy that I got another race, so I can forget this one. So yeah, that's it. I'll see you in the next time in the episode. Ciao, ciao.
Like Jeff said, his work wasn't over in Diriyah, as he would get a chance to race again the following day at the doubleheader event. As the sun went down and the lights went up, the crowds were ready to be entertained by Popstar's Clean Bandit, who race winner Sam Bird grabbed a selfie with before the party kicked off.
That's not it from Diriyah, as we'll be bringing you the rest of the action from race 2 in the next episode, as the season's start in Saudi continue. Catch you then, Street Racers.